Yeah, got a great episode of Giant TV today. I have incredible Vistage chair Cynthia Goro on the channel, along with Eric Langley, who is an AI expert advising businesses across the country. We got into a very lively discussion about AI, and you're gonna love this, how businesses are using it, where AI is going, and what to be looked at right now when it comes to AI. It's awesome. Let's go jump in. Hi everybody, this is Paul Hitchcock. Welcome to Giant TV. I'm the president and founder of Giant Jacks Media. Really excited for this topic today. We're talking about AI innovation. I've got two incredible guests. I have Eric Langley, who is an innovation expert, AI expert. Welcome, Eric. And I've got Cynthia Goro, who is a Vistage chair doing amazing things. And this will be a great discussion. This is on everybody's mind, AI, and what's happening with it. And so, Cynthia, I first want to start with you and let folks know what you're building there at Vistage. Tell us about your practice.
Thanks, Paul. Great to see you, Eric. The Vistage practice in Northeast Iowa is really growing and robust. I have a CEO group, a broader range of sizes of companies and different businesses and different industries. And then there's a key executive group. Many of the CEOs, chief executives are in that group. There's C-suite people. And then there's an advancing leader group. And then there's a Vistage inside group with Amana Society Incorporated. So it's a pretty growing Vistage presence in Northeast Iowa.
You're just a little bit busy over there, I think.
A little bit busy. And then I have the privilege of also being the executive in residence at the Wilson School of Business at the University of Northern Iowa.
Awesome.
So between the university work and the Vistage work, I say I get to work with 18-year-olds to 88-year-olds.
That's great. And Cynthia, I know, obviously you and I have talked a lot offline, but your practice is great. So you're getting together monthly group setting, everyone gets together, processing issues. That's a dynamic situation there, right?
It really is. And Vistage chairs are not consultants, they're coaches. So we don't answer the questions. We ask the questions and question maybe what your answers are. And so in this peer advisory board setting, people from different businesses, different perspective, size of businesses, get to really question and offer suggestions to each other. And so it's the power of the peer group that's really robust.
Yeah, and I know you've told me before that, it's people have their peers helping them with challenges, opportunities, and they're just laying it out there, and it's intense. I mean, people really do open up, right?
They definitely open up. There's that psychological safety, the vulnerability, all those words that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And the way it shows up is they get to challenge each other. And since there's trust already built up in the group, they can challenge each other and be bold and make sure that they're seeing the different perspectives that they may be blinded to.
Yeah, and you have open seats. So who you want to add to the mix?
I do. We're looking for service sector businesses. We're looking for IT, consulting firms, and also probably the insurance areas and healthcare.
Very nice. Well, I'm telling everybody that's listening to this video, because we stream this everywhere, Cynthia's information is around this video. You can get connected with her, learn more about what she's doing. Eric, let's jump into this. And such an interesting topic, so much going on. But tell us, give us an intro to what you're doing and what your focus is and what we should be thinking about.
Yeah, thanks, Paul, and good to see you again, Cynthia. Yeah, there's so much going on in AI these days, and obviously it's a top of mind thing with a lot of executives, and I'm sure you're seeing that in your groups, right, Cynthia?
Absolutely. They're all looking at AI and trying to figure out how to incorporate it.
So, that's where I come in as a fractional innovation officer, and my work with CEOs basically is helping them get a grasp strategically on what is happening with AI. So I do a lot of teaching and a lot of thought leadership work and getting ready to say, where you are in this journey, where you're going, where do you want to be, and how are you going to get there?
Yeah, and I always thought it was fascinating, Eric, as I've gotten to know you more and what your process is. When you go in, it's not, you can't go in and just focus on, okay, here's AI. AI is one piece, right? You're going in, you're looking at what's the strategic plan of the company, where are the areas you might want to improve. AI is a piece of it, but it's an important piece, but you're looking at big picture stuff also and how AI fits into the overall plan, right?
Exactly. Like my ideal client has a strategic vision for their business. Like they know we want to get here.
Yeah.
They've got that future picture of where they want to go. And AI is like other innovations we've had over the last 30 or so years. We had the internet, we have SMS texting, mobile phones, ubiquitous computers. All those things have been innovations that we have taken advantage of. And now AI is kind of ramped that up to an exponential level as far as change is concerned and capability. So it's coming up with a plan to help people or businesses, organizations get from where they are to where they want to go.
Yeah, and I know Cynthia, you had an interesting question you wanted to pose to Eric. What was that?
The question is, as the CEOs are looking at a pending recession, or they're at least preparing for it, how can they incorporate AI?
Yeah, that's a great question because there's a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace. And actually, a leadership's strength is dealing with ambiguity, right? Because you don't have all the information, you don't know what's going to happen. And you could think there's a recession coming, it may or it may not. So I think it's good to have a plan for, hey, the overall economy is contracting, but that doesn't mean we still can't build our business. And if you look at McKinsey did a study in the summer that across all industries, 25% of work is automatable. Well, if you haven't automated 25% of the work in your business yet, you have a lot of room to improve efficiency, whether there's a recession or not. But if there is a recession, you want to be as lean as possible. If there
Yeah.
isn't, you want to be as efficient as possible. So the answer is really the same. You need to take action and get that return.
Yeah, I see a huge opportunity right now because as we say that there's a 2024 recession perhaps coming, businesses are planning for it. They're planning on being very agile business models, on looking at recessions and maybe no growth, but they're also trying to make sure that they have that bench strength and the processes and procedures aligned with their strategic plan. So when 2025 comes with much higher growth, that they're
Yeah.
prepared for it.
Exactly. You usually so I'm a private pilot, and we have a saying called use downtime for busy time. So if you're entering recession, the economy is contracting, you use that to consolidate and do learning, put your team in place, and not so much predict the future, but create that future. Eventually, it's going to go over the little hump, and everybody's going to realize it's okay and we're going to grow the economy. But you want to be ready for that. So you get what you're prepared for is what it comes down to.
Yeah, Eric, can you segue that with when some companies are worried that it's going to replace employees?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great question. And you hear that even in like news media and television shows. And I think the big key to AI is while the Goldman Sachs report said it's going to automate 25% of work or could automate it, it doesn't mean that those people are going to lose their jobs. It just means that that work is going to be augmented. And with augmented work, that allows people to not do the rote, mundane things, but concentrate on their highest use. And I like to call it going from mindless work to meaningful work. And that is much more fulfilling as an employee of a company when you're doing, the best work that you can do, the most creative work that you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And Eric, one of the fascinating things you said, I thought it was great. You were asked a question earlier about how do you measure the results if you're implementing AI. You talked about moving the needle. Could you say that again for this audience? Because I just thought that was spot on.
Yeah, if you think about, a lot of companies are concerned about getting a return on investment from AI. And the way I like to frame that subject is in the context of a strategic objective. Let's say that you have a customer survey that has ranked your company like from 0 to 5, 4.1, and you want to move the needle to 4.2. What's the return on investment of doing that? What's the gain of doing that? And that's where AI can help. So if AI is leveraged to improve the customer experience and it moves the needle to 4.2, that's a dollar return that you can identify.
Absolutely.
Not directly from AI, but from moving the needle. And that's really where you can quantify the impact of AI.
Yeah, the return on investment calculation is what people are keen on right now. So that's very insightful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And one of the things that I know the two of you are putting together is a complimentary AI strategy session. Cynthia, I know you're offering that out of your practice and in alliance with Eric. Eric, can you tell us a bit about that, the advantages of somebody, getting involved with that?
Yes, Paul. I'm really excited to partner with Cynthia to offer her prospective members, people that are interested in joining Vistage, and also her existing members. This kind of a strategy session is kind of where you step away from your business for a period of time. In this case, it's 45 minutes, but it allows you to take that big picture look at where is AI going to affect my business and how am I going to be like ahead of the game for that. And that's going to allow you to make better decisions about AI and generate a roadmap for the future.
Yeah, I think starting that discussion is really important, is diving in. And I know you said before, Eric, it's as you start having that discussion about AI, is it gets you thinking about the processes at the company that could be automated, right? So you can make a list. You start making a list, start simple, and then maybe you start getting AI involved in one of those processes, a low-hanging fruit, because then you start learning and you start seeing the value, and then you like say, oh, okay, and now I can see where this can apply to bigger issues. Is that a fair way to look at it?
Yeah, that's the low-hanging fruit, Paul. And you have a simple case, a simple use case that has a pretty high impact. And so those are the ones you do first. But keeping in mind where you want to go a year from now, 2 years from now, so that you don't put something in place that doesn't work with something that you might go with in the future. But from a bigger picture standpoint, you want to get that integrated into your business. Like I like to call it an AI centric business. Everything we do is driven by AI, which is really empowering the people. You think about when the dolphin pushes or the whale pushes the diver at the SeaWorld up through the water. The engine is AI, is the whale, and the person is the one being launched, right? Because
Yeah,
that's enabling us to really get where we want to go.
yeah, yeah. Oh, Cynthia, you got something to say?
No, that's a real good visual.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Everybody's
yeah.
seen that one or gotten wet by Shamu.
I grew up in San Diego, so grew up at SeaWorld. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
resonated with me. But yeah, and what I love about Vistage in AI is that, the stats are out there, Cynthia, that that people who are involved with Vistage, their companies are growing faster. They just have, better returns, even especially in market recessions. Vistage has stats on that. And I noticed everything Vistage is doing around AI. They've got an AI portal, they're all over it. You're having conversations with members. So there just is this flood of activity going on with AI in and around Vistage, which to me is another signal of why companies do better with if they're hooked up with you and a Vistage member, because conversations are being fostered over there.
Yeah, the whole lonely at the top with the CEO trying to figure this all out by themselves
Yeah.
is overwhelming, and trying to plan for the future. And a lot of it's that succession planning, because the first day of succession planning is the first day as president, right?
Yeah.
So trying to build that bench strength so that when you're out of the office, that the whole business still, keeps growing and is robust and has that strength to keep going. And AI is one way to launch it, and using Vistage and learning from other people's mistakes. What they say, the wisest person is the one that's made the most mistakes. So It's unbelievable how wise I am. Vistage really, we learn from each other and how we can apply it the best. And so we can focus our energy on making sure that there's alignment amongst all the employees and that we give them the resources to get there.
Love it. Love it. What I want to say now as we end it here is that that complimentary AI strategy session, you can click on around the video and get connected with that. That is with Cynthia and Eric. There's a short form to fill out, which is helpful for the conversation. Eric and Cynthia want to see that so that call can be as meaningful as possible. You'll jump on a Zoom and get on there. So look for that offer around here. Thank you both. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Paul.
That's
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.